and welcome to our Hustle and No Entrepreneurial Experience. We are an entrepreneurship book club moving into the podcast world. Today's session is a little bit different. We are filming a confessional because last time we discussed the book Rejection Proof, How I Beat Fear and Became Invincible Through 100 Days of Rejection by Jia Jiang. Jia Jiang. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But anyways, today we are going to find out if we followed through with what we said we were going to do in our last discussion. So let's get started. Who wants to go first and tell us what they accomplished? Shawn, I'm going to put Shawn on the hot seat.
Yeah, not a problem. So I was going to go out of my way to make others feel better about themselves, but not necessarily go to look to get rejected. I think just going out of your way to get rejected is silly. I still think it's silly, but I think it is cool to be able to find people doing normal things and disrupt them and let them know that they're doing a good job or whatever. Catch people doing something right. Catch people doing something where someone else is thinking about them. Everybody likes to hear their own name. So if you see someone, and I get a little, not upset, but I feel it's an opportunity lost when I go to places and no one's wearing their name tag. I don't get a chance to call them by their name. I mean, just little things like that. Those little acts of kindness, I think, go a long way. They help make their day. They feel good about it. And then I don't feel silly about getting rejected for something else.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Well, I'm glad that you were able to go out of your way, Shawn, and do extra acts of kindness. Thumbs up for Shawn. Yay. Okay, Joseph, what about you?
Okay, so I said I would ask for crazy things this month, and I don't feel like I did that. So I don't know if I really did that. I can't think of any examples, but I did. I feel like I changed my mindset around rejection, where I'm not taking it personally, and it's more like, okay, if that's not a good idea, then what about this idea? And just kind of like having that mentality of like not having your ego having to do anything with getting rejected, but just being like, okay, well, what about like listening to the feedback that you get and then saying like, hey, well, what about this instead? And I found that gets me a lot further at like getting my ideas through. That has helped me a lot. So that's something I wasn't purposely saying I was going to do, but I've noticed that it's changed over the past month. And I mean, I've just been asking for the normal things that I normally ask for. I don't think I've asked for anything too crazy, but yeah. So maybe 50-50.
Yeah, I'll take it. You're still asking for stuff. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I want to say, Joseph, that last time we discussed the book, you hadn't even finished it. And I was going to ask, have you finished reading the book?
That's a very good question. So, no, I haven't. I've been so busy. It's been so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a crazy month.
No, for sure. It definitely has been.
But I will finish it one day.
One day? Oh my gosh. You have to put deadlines on that or it will never happen. It'll be 5 years later. One day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of your MO though. Once a year, you just don't finish a book. That's cool.
A book or multiple books? No, I'm just kidding.
Then you'll admit to.
Okay. So what I said I was gonna do was ask why before goodbye. Basically kind of like turning no into a yes. So as an example, he had mentioned like one of his challenges was going into somebody's yard and saying, can I plant this flower in your yard? And the guy was like, no. And so instead of just sulking away and saying, okay, and leaving, he asked the guy like, why can I plant this flower in your yard? And the guy's like, well, I can't remember exactly his excuse, but it basically was like he didn't like flowers or he had a dog that was gonna rip it up anyways. So he's like, but instead, I know this nice lady across the street. She loves flowers. She'll be happy to let you plant your flower in her yard. So moral of the story is that by continuing to ask other questions, he was able to get another lead from somebody else, versus just an automatic rejection. So hence the ask why before goodbye. So he's kind of able to turn that no into a yes. And I've been thinking about this one a lot because, you definitely want to ask more questions than not a lot of questions in general. But I haven't really asked for much this month. I feel like I have, like, an example of maybe something that I've been able to apply this is like through my apartment search. I have been moving into a new place, and during that process I had to ask a lot of questions on the different amenities and things of that nature. So at one point I ran into like a little bit of a hiccup, and by asking more questions I was able to, in a sense, like negotiate. I ended up staying here anyways, but I'd like to be more specific, but I don't want to like freak y'all out. So in a sense, I would say I kind of did it, but not fully did it. I don't know if that was very useful.
All right, now I just want to know what you negotiated. So
to be determined.
okay, all right. We'll take that offline.
Yeah, so I would say we're going to keep working on these things, keep being positive to other people. Shawn, keep encouraging people. Joseph, you keep trying your challenges. Me, Julie, keep, next time you ask for stuff, and if I get rejected, go from there. But you got to get rejected first. People are generally nice to me and accept whatever.
With me, it's really hard to get rejected.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us. We are the Hustle and Know Entrepreneurial Experience. You can find more about the book in the description. And don't forget, hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. Bye. See you later.